Can you see me now?
There you go. How you doing, Miss Marcia Griffiths?
I am wonderful. You know, let me tell you, first of all, I am actually traveling on the road to come to Mobe, and I had to stop by at a friend to do this because I have no Wi-Fi on the road.
You warm my heart.
Huh?
You warm my heart that you do that for me.
Yes, because I have an appointment to be in Mobi at a certain time. So I know I just wanted to stop and do this before I continue, because there's no other way I could have this done.
First of all, congrats for being such a stalwart at the top of reggae music for so long. Many have come and gone. I'm sure you've witnessed many careers.
Well, God is good and I'm truly thankful. That's all I can say.
To what do you owe your longevity, though?
It's a lot of things. When you're on a mission from God and He preserves you to continue to do what you're doing and to do what you love best, which is music, I believe everything I owe to God because I am on a mission. I have no doubt about that. I am here through the medium of music to teach, to educate, to uplift, to unite the world. And I think, as I say, I shall sing as long as I live, as long as God preserves me and my fans continue to support me. I will just feed their souls, you know, with good, positive music. So all of that, you know, boils down to, you know, longevity means dedication, you know, sincerity, and yeah.
So were you like this in the beginning, or there was a pivotal moment where you probably started like the dancehall girls and then you decide to switch like how Buju made his Till Shiloh switch, or you were this spiritual from the get-go?
Never ever started as no. It from the beginning, I know I was chosen, but everyone starts so naive, not knowing, no vision to see where you're heading, but you know that I know that whatever I wanted to do was something more on the positive level rather than anything that is not of service to mankind. I wanted to, whatever I'm doing, I wanted to unite the world through that. And I could not have chosen a better route to go than through the music. You know, from I was a little girl, I remember that I would always desire to serve mankind. And I'm saying, what would I do to do that, you know, unless I was a doctor or a nurse or whatever. And that was my thing. So music is such a universal language. It speaks for itself. Music goes far and wide, and music unites. We cannot live without music. Music is life. So I am so happy that God chose me to be a part of this whole experience that I've been going through and this journey that I've had for 60 years. I think I am truly blessed that I can be of service to mankind, to the four corners of the earth, to teach, educate, and uplift. So what can I say? Here I am 60 years on this journey and I'm still going and I'm so thankful.
You started with Byron Lee and the Dragonaires, right? 1964?
Yes, I did.
And then you made the switch to Coxsone, right? What was that like with both Byron and Coxsone?
Well, it's a growing stage. You know, life goes on and every day you try to grow and it's a different experience. And these are stages. You start out at stage one. This is the beginning at studio one. And it was a blessing for me there in the entire decade of the 60s, because that's where I met Bob Andy. And Bob Andy wrote a whole series of songs for me in the 60s. And we had collaborations together. And then we moved on to Harry J in the 70s. And 1970, Bob Andy and myself came together and we recorded Nina Simone's song, Young, Gifted, and Black. We did a re-recording of that song, which went to #2 on the British charts. So we left Jamaica, went to England, and we toured extensively with that song. It was one of our biggest hits then. And we had a follow-up called Pied Piper. So that was another stage, another level, you know. So as the music changed and everything went on, I was just having experience after experience, and everything was just getting better. So from the beginning, I started out as a solo artist. And even though I was with Bob and Marcia, or I3 with Bob Marley, I never, ever relinquished my solo career at no time. I just managed to maintain my solo career, whether I'm on the road with Bob Marley and I3, or I'm wherever with Bob Andy. I maintained my solo career at all times.
You have one of the most iconic songs. I was going to say reggae, but it's one of the most iconic songs, Electric Slide, Electric Boogie, which every American barbecue, not just American, every barbecue, they put on Electric Slide, and it becomes, it's a cultural phenomenon now.
I am telling you, I just Saturday, a couple of days ago, I performed it at Sherry Lee's Ralph's son's wedding. It's like the wedding is never complete without Electric Slide.
Wow, epic. And that song went to #51 on the Billboard Hot 100. In a time when reggae artists are finding it difficult to make the chart, how does it feel to be one of the Jamaicans that hit the chart? And what do you suggest they do now to find songs that can hit the chart?
Well, up until now, a lot of people, I don't think they even recognize that that song is done by a Jamaican woman, because a lot of people thought it was an American artist. So for those who found out eventually that I am Jamaican and I do reggae songs, that's all well. But for the future, you have to just continue to make good music. That's what it's all about. You can't just have one big hit song, as long as it's good. Whether it's because Electric Boogie, for example, it's more like a happy song, a party song, you know, and it came out of it was like magic how that song came about, written by Bunny Wailer. But as long as we continue, you just never know what could be a hit song, because I've seen songs being shelved for many decades and years. And they find the song and put the song out and add a couple of things to it, and out of nowhere, that's a big hit song. So you just never know. As long as the song is good and it catches, as soon as you hear that song, it touches your soul and you want to dance. It's like how we know music is so contagious, and even when the baby is born, from the baby is born and have ears and they hear music, they start moving their little bodies, because that's the soul. It's all about your soul. Once it touches the soul, then, you have to move. That's what music is. Music is life.
And I noticed some parts in the media that try to interpret Electric Boogie in various ways. Right here, I want you to tell them what is the meaning of the song and the meaning of the words.
Well, let me tell you, I don't let it upset me at no time, because the truth sets you free. And I know how that song came about. And very quickly, I can run it by you. I3 Judy, Rita, and myself, we went to perform in Toronto in the early 70s. And of course, we are in a male dominated business. 9 out of 10 times, we don't get paid, we get hard luck stories. So, long story short is that we got 700 Canadian dollars each. That was our pay. And I remember the following day, I went downtown in Toronto, Canada, walking from store to store, and I ran into this rhythm box. It's like a keyboard. And the man working in the store showed me the different sounds that this box had and how, it was so interesting. It had hundreds of sound, hundreds of beats. And I fell in love with the box, bought the box with my $700, just maybe 300 and something dollars for the rhythm box. Took it to Jamaica, and I just started fiddling around with it. And Bonnie and I went way back from kindergarten. And he visited me one evening, and I was showing him the rhythm box. And there was a particular sound on the box called the repeater, the piano. So I added the beat. Bonnie and I added the beat from the box and add the keyboard to it. And that alone was like a rhythm. He loved it, and I loved it even more. So he recorded that little beat, took it to Portland, came back the following day with the song. And he told me that what inspired him to write that song was Eddie Grant's Electric Avenue. Because of how the thing was going, I have the original rhythm from the box, I have it here always on my phone. And from how the beat was moving, it was that Eddie Grant song that inspired him to write that song, because it's like a happy song, it's a dance song, it's just free, being free. You can't see it. It's electric, it's shocking. And people interpret with some very negative thoughts. And I'm saying, even the things that they would utter, we from Jamaica at that time and that age, we knew nothing about vibrator and all those rubbish. Nothing. We were innocent, clean people. And as to Bonnie Whaler then, he was one ardent Rastaman that Bonnie don't even sit on anyone's chair when I know him. So this is all clean stuff. This negativity that people conceive, I don't know where it came from, but all I know is that nothing existed like that. There was nothing negative about that song. And maybe that's the reason why the song went the way it did, because everything was done clean and out of evil. I always say, cometh good, because I didn't get paid for that performance, none of us. And I invested that little peanut money in a rhythm box, which gave me a big hit song. So everything was just positive about this song. Even, what Bonnie did on it. It's just a happy song, a dance song. That is the reason why everything went the way it did. In Washington, D.C., they put the electric slide to this song. Everything was just positive vibration until some negative people came along too. But I don't even listen to that, because I know when Bonnie told me that it's the Eddie Grant Electric Avenue inspired him, and I know that because we don't know nothing about what these people were talking about. We are innocent people, clean thoughts and everything in the music that we do. We try to send out something that can contribute to the world in a positive way. Yeah. So I don't give that any energy or any thoughts.
Of course. You worked with Bonnie, you said you work with Bob Marley. You also work with Peter Tosh, right?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the Marley movie? Did you watch it? Did you like your character?
Yeah, I loved it.
Story?
Yeah, Yeah, I love Naomi. She's someone that I always love. We had a relationship long before the movie. So it was good that we had communication before, and she would call me back and forth, and I would give her, I would share things with her that I experienced. So she was one of them who had a lot of knowledge of everything. So it's a beautiful movie. It's a nice movie. But I think there was a lot more that, could be added.
So is there gonna be the Marcia Griffiths movie soon?
Well, you just never know. I have a book coming out shortly that is already completed. But in this life, sky is the limit. And I never try to give energy to anything that's negative. And I am sitting here speaking with you, but we just don't know what tomorrow may bring. Out of nowhere, I might have one of the biggest movies, or maybe I don't have anything. You never can tell.
No, I think
Anything,
your story is
anything
very
is
rich.
possible.
Your
When
story
you're
is
in
very
the,
rich, you know. Your story
ah,
your story is very rich. And probably you looking out don't see it, but me as someone, and I didn't introduce myself. Sorry, my name is J.R. Watkins, by the way. I didn't introduce myself. From where I sit, I study the women in the business, the men in the business, the songs that chart,
yeah.
and you are among the creme de la creme, not just with Bob, but your solo career is an example of what young girls can follow because
Oh, you are the JR I watch all the time.
yes, on TVJ.
Yes, it's so nice meeting you.
Thank you, thank you. Nice meeting
I
you too.
always, I always admire and listen for your information that you always give.
Thank you. And this will be part of it now too.
Yeah.
But
Valid information. Yeah.
thanks. But what you have accomplished, Miss Griffiths, is something it has not been replaced. It's you, Grace Jones, Diana King, and Lady Saw never hit the chart, even though she did so much for reggae. Patra. Yeah, it's just you, that Grace Jones, Patra, Millie Small as well. But just a handful of women in Jamaican music that received remarkable success. Althea and Donna as well, right? So
Yeah.
you paved the way, you set a path that Jamaican music can be respected overseas. That story, I believe, should be told so that future generations don't forget you and don't forget what you have done so that they're not confused about the path to take because what they're doing now is not working for the most part. Their songs aren't hitting the Billboard charts or even the UK charts, but they're just out there in the wilderness, not studying your moves or Millie's move or Alti and Donna or whoever else, Rita Marley, whoever else did remarkable work. So I think your movie is important.
Well, there's nothing that I would love better than to share my journey and my life in the music, on a movie, but it would definitely have to be accurate, 100% truth and reality, because that is what I'm all about. If it's not real, 100% real, I'm not for it. Because that is me. Truth is my everything in my life.